E aí pessoal, tudo bem com vocês? Eu sou Miguel Oliveira e você está no canal O Vício. E sim, tivemos a oportunidade de entrevistar o diretor do filme Deadpool e Wolverine e também Cassandra Nova. E também assisti os 35 primeiros minutos do filme, então eu vou trazer para vocês as primeiras impressões. Só que hoje só vamos fazer a entrevista aqui, vocês vão poder assistir a entrevista que eu estou editando nesse momento e eu espero que vocês realmente gostem. Por favor, deixem seu like, comentem aí e se inscrevam no canal. Valeu!
First of all, congratulations! The 35 minutes of this movie is the most incredible thing that I have seen in the last years. The music of the opening sequence is in my head. I spent all the night singing that.
Yeah.
And how the idea of this opening sequence came?
The idea of that opening sequence was, it came to Ryan and I early. We were talking with the other writers and we were thinking, okay, every Deadpool movie has a great main title sequence. How do we match that? And we suddenly had the idea of, oh, what if we started this movie in this place? I'm trying to not give it away. And what if Deadpool then uses something in a very unexpected way? And so we had that idea over a year ago, and we knew it would be a subversive way to open a Deadpool movie. But then when we put that song against that action sequence, it took all the violence and it made it joyous. It made it filled with happiness and almost an absurdity that was delightful. And so yeah, that was an example where the scene was working, but then when we found the right song, it went to another level.
Yeah, it's kind of shocking, but in a good way, you know?
Yeah. I think it's important to start a movie or a show. The first 5 minutes is where a director makes a pact with the audience and says to the audience, I got this, and here's a taste of the tone you can expect. So I think a lot about openings and closings.
Nice. Emma, I was hoping to see more of your character
Soon.
Yeah. But I was thinking, we are in the multiverse saga right now, and some actors can play different characters, and different characters can be played by different actors, you know. And as Cassandra Nova is a twin sister of Professor X, I was thinking, do you think that it will be nice to play the Professor X?
This is the second time I've got this today, and
really?
I hadn't thought about it.
Oh.
But you know what? Yeah, why not? I've always said before in interviews that I think that a film with both of them in it would be really interesting, just to see how that relationship would evolve. They both have such extreme different worldviews and similar powers, but they're very different in many ways. And
That would be
yeah,
even more
it would be
interesting
even
if
more
you
interesting.
played.
But it would be a real acting challenge. That would be, yeah. I'd have my work cut out for me, but that would be cool.
That would be incredible.
Yeah, I'd love to.
And Shao, recently we said that the movie was not going to happen right as it's it now, but a call from Hugh Jackman changed everything. Can you share more about, and can you say about the other ideas that could be?
Oh wow. Well, I might use those future ideas someday, you never know. But we were trying to, I mean, it's a tricky thing, right? To do a movie that is faithful to the grounded Deadpool world and deserves the MCU. So it's kind of like riding a bicycle while you're juggling. You're trying to satisfy very different ideas. And we were always going to involve Wade and all of those characters from the first two movies, but it became a matter of, well, what's the mission? What's the crisis? What's the journey? And either it felt too small for the MCU or it felt too big for Deadpool. And when Hugh called literally out of the blue in August 2022, by nightfall of that day, Ryan and I, with our other writers, knew what the story would be. Hugh and Wolverine gave this movie its reason to happen.
Nice. And Emma, coming back to Professor X, right?
Yes.
But you have a character that is twin sister of him.
Mhm.
Did you take some inspiration from the previous actors that played the professor?
Yeah, I mean, it's always quite a tough thing to navigate when you've got actors who've been before you playing, you know, a character I mean, luckily this was the first time Cassandra's been on screen, and that was an incredible honor to bring her to life in that way. But I didn't want to. I was worried about watching their performances again in case, you know, they're too close to home, or I would end up drawing on them more than I wanted to. But actually, I did watch them only because I was really interested in how those actors portrayed a character whose power is so internal and so within the mind, and how that works, and I found them so inspirational in that way. But to be honest, we really made Cassandra our own, and particularly for this film, we honoured everything that the fans love about the comics and the origin story, but we really brought it into her own to give her new life into this film.
It was difficult to make all those movements from nowhere with nothing around
Yeah,
him.
also I remember, Sean, I was like, do you have any idea what you wanted to do with her hands? And you were like, no, just like have some fun.
Well, because also, like, I've spent 8 years making Stranger
Yeah, I
Things.
know,
So
it's
as
the
soon as
only
you have a
thing.
character who does things, I'm like, okay, well, we can't do that.
And it's
like,
really hard because
it's-
not only Stranger Things, there are so many people
Well,
throughout Marvel.
literally, Kylo Ren,
Yeah.
Darth Vader, like the legacy of characters with
Everything.
tremendous cerebral.
It's-
You have Strange with the circles, like
It's really hard.
It's hard
and you
to
only
come
have
up
so
with
many
new
fingers.
gestures.
You can't like hold
that's.
like ways
But
to
we
gesture.
did lengthen Cassandra's
We
fingers
lengthened them
to make them
and
extra expressive.
Yeah,
But I think that choreography
Thank
of
you.
okay.
that happened really naturally. Weirdly, I remember we had a rehearsal of that. We didn't have a rehearsal. We were just on set about to do a take, and we said, "Should we just rehearse one?" And Hugh and I were sort of like, "What do we do?" And I think you guys
Oh, the
just
bit
said,
where
yeah.
where.
Yeah.
Wolver-
And I
yeah.
think you guys just said, "Just try something and see what happens."
Well,
and
that scene there is one of my favorite scenes, and that was
Yeah.
one where we just discovered something on set, and that's often where the best things happen.
and that's Hugh's background in dance, I reckon. you know.
Correct. Thank you.
was
He just
one
went
of my
with it. It
favorite
was
scenes
wild.
as well.
That is awesome. That's a rapid scene.
Sorry, thank you.
No, all
guys.
good, man. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thanks.
much.
Thank you, Kate.
And welcome to
That,
Brazil.
thank you. That is.